Okay, so I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about what is going on with the property. So we're doing this in two phases. One is we are going to put a pole barn basically right in this area here. Okay, we have close to 40 acres behind us, which is all, as far as topography goes, it's up and down and ridges and huge hills, and so it's going to take us a couple years to get that area ready to build any type of house back there at all. So it's going to be done in two phases. The first phase is going to be getting the pole barn here so we can get the RV out of the elements for the winter. And so we'll be probably temporarily living in the RV while we build a living space within the pole barn. We are trying to live more simply off the land. We hope to have possibly cattle. We're going to have chickens. And I don't know what else. This is going to be a complete journey that I have no idea what's going to take place. So hang in there. So this is the front of our property. That's our neighbor right there. And then you go back somewhere in this area from about where that white truck is all the way over to the other side of the camper is where the pole barn is going. And then our backyard to the pole barn will just be the woods and the fire pit and all that stuff. So that when we are done with second phase, when we're living in the house on the ridge in the back, we actually are going to use our first property that we'll be living in for the next couple of years as an Airbnb. This particular area of Michigan has actually the highest rental prices for Airbnbs in the area because we are surrounded by lakes. The lake is literally across the street right here behind me, behind these trees right here. There is a lake called Lake Leelanau. And then of course we have Lake Michigan around the bend. We're just about 6 to 8 minutes away from Lake Michigan. We're 6 to 8 minutes from the bay. And then we have two lakes. So it's a very, very sought after area. But what we love about it is just the accessibility to the lakes, but then also having all of the land that we can, you know, live off of and try to be a little bit more sustainable in life on our own. So once the pole barn is built, this will actually be the backyard of the pole barn. Right now, it's our home away from home until it's our actual home. Say that again.
This is probably more realistic because in order to make a flat spot, we had to cut away soil.
Right.
So this spot basically would be broadened can come down to a similar level to where you're at.
So, which way is the water? Both ways? So one cool thing is we have an old Model T on our property. It's right over here. So cool. We're gonna try to repurpose it, use the door or the back end for something, we don't know yet. So I was saying, and stop it. Yeah, who buys 35 acres of land and doesn't like bugs? I do. The first time my parents are seeing the property, well, my mom, my dad's been here because, you know, that's his camper. But the first time my mom's seeing the property, I'm so excited. One of the challenges of owning such a large property with untouched landscape is understanding what happens in different weather conditions. We want to build a home here, but we have to understand what happens when there's a lot of rain because our land actually helps feed the lake across the street. So this is what we found this weekend.
And it is flowing. Definitely gonna need a culvert here. I've never seen this one flowing, but we got 3 inches of rain overnight, so it's flowing down into the big valley that all the ridges come down into, and that flows right through, basically through here. This is all pretty wet here. This is actually flowing here too. And this is relatively dry. And we'll walk back. This is why I need a side-by-side to haul all this dead wood out of here. A lot of fires there. A lot of firewood.
Okay, just to give you an idea of the terrain here, you can see this, where is it? This house right here. See how high up it is? So that's a huge ridge over there. That's about the length of, about the height of where our house will go back on our property. And like I said, that's a lake there. In between these two tree, like there's a tree ridge there and there's a tree ridge there. And in between that is the lake. So when we're up on our ridge, even though right now it's, you know, just this, you'll be able to see the lake from there. So just to give you an idea of the type of property that we have. This is how we communicate because we don't have services. I can't hear you, it's very staticky. Okay then. Start breakfast now. So this is how we communicate because we do not have any self coverage up here. Although I love not having it. I love going old school and I love being completely disconnected from the world. However, I know if we want to stay up here and we want to work from up here and all those things, it's going to be a necessity that we do that. So it's kind of like a love-hate sort of thing. But for now, when he's up on the ridge, this is how I know that we can communicate if anything goes wrong. I don't know, Morse code 911 because I can't even make a phone call. I could go to the neighbor's house. That's what I would do.